Good morning, Allie Hartwick here. We're back doing this whole comedy interview thing, and I'm loving it because I'm getting to catch up with some comedians that I've known for a while. One of them being Tom Papa, who's here today. Hi, Tom.
Hello.
Hi. It feels so good to see you, kind of, sort of.
I know. I'm very excited. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know how this happens. Maybe it's just your touring schedule,
Yes.
but every time I talk to you, we're in the middle of a new Great British Bake Off.
That's so funny. I know. And I also this is in that vein, a friend of mine literally just dropped off an apple pie at my house.
Really? Because I
Yes.
made you an apple pie once upon a time. Well, yeah, okay. We'll say I made you a pie. I happened to make pie the day that you were here, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Here, have some pie."
It was really good.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm glad you remember it. How have you been? Catch me up on your life.
I've been really good. I've been really good. It's fun to be back out touring. I'm out there. I did some shows last year, like during the pandemic. Comedy Works was one of them, and but that was like a one off. That was like probably one that I would do in a month, and it kind of went that way for most of the year. But this now, my family reunion tour is like it's a proper tour. It's kicked off, and I've been out most weekends, and it's just been so great. Most of the times, a lot of the times when I'm at these places, people are coming up and saying it's the first time they've been in a crowd for since the pandemic. Like it was
Wow.
people have been inching out of their homes, but the first time they've actually sat with in a sold out theater or club, and they're excited, and it's just it's so cathartic. It's like there's a different level of joy to the shows.
Yeah. And I mean, we talked about this before. Your touring schedule has always been pretty much nonstop, and you've
Yeah.
spent so much time on the road. What is it like for you having come from having to be at home with your family to leaving that again and now going back out on the road? I mean, it's new for
Yeah.
us being in crowds, but it's got to be almost new for you again taking that schedule back.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It was the only way comedians were going to stop going is if there was a global pandemic. Like there was no other way that comedians were not going to continue going out and doing shows and performing as hard as we were, and I've been doing for like 20 years. So it was the only thing that really was going to stop it. And then when I was home, it was kind of great. It was like, oh, it's fun being around for the whole Christmas season. It's fun being here for all of everyone's birthdays. It was really nice. It was really cool. But now everybody else, and there was a part of me that was thinking, oh, maybe I should stick around more. But I've got a girl in college. I have another one who has in high school is doing all her things. My wife is working. It's like there's really no reason to be here other than the dogs. It's like,
Who needs you?
yeah, who needs me somewhat. So as great as it was to go, it was to be home. It's really nice to go again and be back out there. But I think I am going to be more selective about what I do and just be a little more conscious of, being around during the important times.
So I'm not sure how much you pay attention to like the analytics of streaming, but during the time that we all spent at home, comedy specials were doing great, and yours was getting a ton of promotion on Netflix. What was that like for you, spending all this time at home, but at the same time having something, yeah, that was big and happening for you?
Yeah, it was really cool. It was the name of the special is You're Doing Great. And it's kind of an inspiring special, which I just was talking about in my act before all the troubles. I was trying to tell people that life goes by quickly. Stop thinking about all the things you have to achieve and take a deep breath and realize you're kind of in it right now. You have achieved it. You are doing okay. You're doing great, and just lower the bar, the expectations for yourself, and enjoy your life. And that became a very inspirational message during the pandemic for people just to hear someone say you're doing okay during the troubles. It became I was just doing Minnesota last weekend, and people were coming up and saying that special got me through the pandemic. We watched it like 15 times. So it was I have to say, as corny as it was kind of nice just to know that you really truly impacted people's lives with it. It was a good feeling for sure.
I mean, I guess there's some upside, I guess, to being an optimistic comedian overall, and just
Yeah.
before you knew what was going to happen, giving people the message that like, hey, you're doing great.
Yeah, and I am optimistic by nature, and I'm very keenly aware that this goes very quickly, and you really shouldn't waste your time. Like, I never understood people who wait to enjoy their lives when they retire. It's like, well, yeah, you could go tour Europe when you're 75, but your knees are going to be shot. You're going to have to find a bathroom every 2 feet. your,
Yeah,
your teeth are you're gonna lose a tooth in Berlin when you're chewing on a caramel thing. It's like, no, do it now. Don't wait. Enjoy
yeah.
your life. Yeah,
Well, you need to give that message because as a comedian, you're never going to retire.
no,
That's not a
that's
thing.
no, it isn't a thing. It really isn't. As long as there's people that out there who want to come. And with writing the books now, I'm in the middle of the third book. It's like, oh, I can kind of see this going on forever. It's like, as long as I can keep turning out funny stuff, yeah, why would I stop? It's not. I don't see it as a job. I think that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing. Is I don't see it as work. I just see it as what I do. It's just to create stuff and put it out there. It's either that or I'm going to end up in a bakery.
I would come visit that bakery.
I
I
know you
would.
would. I
I
know.
absolutely would. So I read your second book. I don't think I've read your first. What's your third one about?
My third one is a book about. It's pretty much a guide on how to live based on the mistakes that everyone else has made.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give me some advice. Lay it on me. I need help.
Well, it occurred to me, like, life is not really that complicated if you take the advice of everybody who's come before us, like everyone in your family and everybody on earth. It's like, you look at the rhythm of life, it's pretty much planned out. There's a reason why cocktail hour is at 5.
Hmm.
There's a reason why you date before you marry someone. There's a reason why uh couples get married and stay together, but yet can't sleep with each other in the same bed at a certain point. And it's like, you're not the first one to go through all these experiences. You know what I mean? Like, there's, you go into a CVS, you always think like your situation is so unique and you are the only one that has all of these problems. Walk into a CVS and see the shelves filled with things because everybody else is going through it too. You're not the first one with an upset stomach or a weird bug bite or a funny rash on your ass. Everybody's been through it. So just kind of, it's a book that just kind of opens your eyes to the way to live.
I like it. I mean, that whole "you're not alone in this" is nice, even when it comes down to a stomach ache.
Yeah, right, exactly. You always
Yeah.
think it's just me, like no one's been through this. It's like, no. I do have a whole essay on quit complaining. And it's like, the main reason not to complain is because anything you're going to complain about, we could complain about it too.
Yeah.
Right? You had a rough morning, you had a hard time getting out of the house and getting to work. Everyone did.
Yeah.
The only
I came
person
to
that
work
didn't
an
have a rough
hour late today.
Yeah, right, exactly. The only one that didn't have a rough time is the person who didn't have to get up. And
Yeah.
they're still in bed right now.
Yeah. I'm jealous of that person. I am, to say the very least.
It's funny you say that you had a hard time this morning because everyone I know had a hard time this morning. Like, my wife was late for work as a teacher. We had my radio show on Sirius XM. One of our producers was late. I had a hard time getting up. It's like, I really think the moon just kind of squishes us back into bed sometimes.
Yes, I think legitimately you are right. Because yeah, I'll talk about like, you know what? I don't know why today was just really hard. Oh, I have a kid now. Oh my God, I should
What?
take you on that. Yeah, my kid
When did
didn't
that
want to
happen?
sleep this morning. Oh, recently. He's 3 months old.
No.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. But yeah, he decided he hated all things related to sleep and all people that weren't me this morning. And it was
Oh,
exhausting. And I talked with a friend and she's like, oh my God, my kid too. There's
it's
something.
the moon. I know. Well,
Yeah.
that's I mean, congratulations. That's a wonderful thing, but I am a little upset that you're not going to sleep for 16 years, but you'll get through it.
Well, I didn't sleep too much beforehand. If you work in morning radio,
Yeah,
sleep is
that's
not
true.
a thing that you get to enjoy.
Yeah, you're strong. You can do it.
Let's hope so. I'm just excited for when he goes to school and I get my nap times back.
Oh, yeah, that is sweet. I
Yeah.
remember when my kids were little, and they get up so early and they just so needy. They need you to do everything for them. And then one day we heard her get up, and I was like, "Oh, here it comes!" And then we heard the sound of cereal being poured into the bowl, and she was making her own breakfast. I was like, "Oh, what an achievement!"
Amazing. That's amazing. That's the thing is like parents, we think, I'm realizing now from the other side, we think people are bragging about their kids doing these mundane things because, they're obsessed with their child. But no, what they're bragging about is the fact that they got this little shred of their own time in life
I
back.
know, I know, I know. It's really true. I didn't realize, of course, it's going to be busy and you have less time for yourself. But I didn't realize to the degree,
Yeah.
like that I literally couldn't read one article in a newspaper.
No.
That was the thing that really struck me. Back in New York, we were like, oh, we'll just fold her into our life. I could not read an article in a newspaper for a good year and a half.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
constant. I mean, we don't watch movies anymore because we're always having to rewind and be like, "Wait, what was going on?"
Yeah. Oh my
Because
God.
you lose the momentum. Reading a book is impossible because
Impossible.
you can't keep
Impossible.
track. I haven't finished a meal ever for the
And you're
last
in the
3
first
months.
3 months. You're in
Yeah,
the first 3 months.
it's
Oh
been
my
3
God.
months of me eating in stages, and I just stopped eating full meals because I'm like, whatever, I'll just grab something I can throw in
Yeah.
my mouth with one hand.
Right. Exactly. Get some cereal yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And for
Call it
anyone
dinner.
who's watching and is like, it can't be that hard. Just like do your life and your kid will understand. That's super cute. That's so funny.
Yeah. Adorable.
Yeah. Tell me how that works when you try it.
Yeah. No, that's so great. Congratulations.
Oh,
What's his
thank you.
name?
His name is Alfred.
Great name.
Thank you. We thought so. We
Yeah.
realized in looking at it's hard to name a child. It's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
And when we were looking, I like old people names. I just
Uh-huh.
always have. Um, Alfreds have done a lot of really great things overall.
Yeah.
It's a name like Alfred the Great. He did some, I guess, pretty good stuff.
They call him great.
Yeah, I mean, was he? I don't know. We weren't
Yeah.
there. You can't believe history books these days. But yeah, we wanted. Hopefully, he'll do something great beyond like sleep. He
Yeah.
hasn't done
No,
too
I
much
mean,
that's astounding yet.
my only advice to you and I just kind of figured it out now, and my kids are 16 and 19, and I realized all you want is to make good people.
Yes.
That's it. The success, the what they do, the all the rest of it means really very little. We can't change bad people, but maybe we can outnumber them. So just make Alfred a good guy, and you've done your job.
Thank you. I will. When I was still pregnant, people were asking me, what's the thing you're most concerned about? And my answer was like, I'm having a boy. I'm concerned about him, not being violent, him being good to people. That's my
Yeah,
concern. I don't care about all the baby stuff. I'll figure
yeah,
that out. People have been
totally.
figuring it out for ages, but how do I make him not a crappy person?
Yeah, and that'll just happen. You're a positive person. He'll just be around you, and it'll be good. Unless he drives you crazy and you don't get sleep, and then you snap, and then anything can happen.
It's possible. Or maybe he'll rebel by like being horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. His rebellion is like, oh well, I'm gonna kick animals or something like that.
Go,
I hope not. It
Alfred.
would be so terrible.
Poor Alfred.
Yeah, he's gonna go back and see all the things I talked about on the internet and be like, I hate my mother.
Nah, he won't be interested.
No, let's hope not.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time he's grown up, the internet probably is going to be old people stuff. So
Yeah, good point. It'll be a hologram.
100%. 100. He won't be watching it. Well, you are
Yeah.
going to be here so soon.
Yeah, this
we
weekend.
love having you at Comedy Works South. We have some information scrolling on the bottom. ComedyWorks.com is where you go to find that information, get tickets, learn a little more about Tom, watch some videos.
Awesome
I feel like I
sauce.
always have to ask you for sage advice before we leave. What's the little nugget that you're going to leave us with?
Just to enjoy your life and turn off the news. I think we've earned it. I think we had to pay such close attention to the news for the last year and a half, and we did our job and took care of everyone in our life. You're allowed to turn it off. That's my advice to you.
I
That's
love
my
it.
gift. Turn off.
Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy yourself. Get some pumpkins, eat some more pies, and just have some fun.
And I'm going to put a little bow on that gift from Tom and tell you to watch his comedy special on Netflix. You're doing great. It is fantastic. Tom, thank you for joining me this morning.
Good seeing
we'll
you,
see
Allie.
you this weekend. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
great to see you. Bye. Again, comedyworks.com is where you go to buy tickets. Scrolling right there, we'll put the link on our Facebook page. Thanks for joining us this morning.